Evening, 5 games on tonight's Match of the Day 2. After a busy Sunday of Premier League action, Danny Murphy and Russell Martin are with us. And we start by focusing on the race for the Champions League places. 4th against 5th at St James's Park. Newcastle and Chelsea level on points and goal difference. Commentary comes from Guy Mowbray.
Now that every game here is a huge game, and I think our history certainly helps us in that. You know, we've had some huge games, Champions League, 2 cup finals. You get used to that rhythm. Today I thought we dealt with it really well because we knew how important the result was, but you can't let that sort of sway you from what are the core things that are important.
To come here and for 1 hour to play with 10 players is not the easy thing, but second half the team show effort, togetherness, the spirit, the energy was unbelievable.
It's still in your hands, technically.
Absolutely, yes, absolutely. Now we have 2 Premier League games. The first one is on Friday. We need to win Friday, and then we can be focused on the next one.
Bruno, tell us about that goal that you've just scored. Big deflection, yes, but what a strike.
Not that big. Beautiful goal, very happy. Was an important goal for us. Today is Mom's Day in Brazil. So I want to give this goal to my mom, to my wife. Have been an unbelievable moment to my children. Means a lot to me. Score in a tough game, against a tough team. Very happy for the 3 points. So now we have to celebrate because it was a good one.
There was a real energy about them, wasn't there, today? Just energy in St James's Park right from the very start, and Chelsea struggled to cope with them.
Well, Newcastle never disappoint you. They come out tenacious, press high, all over the pitch. We've seen it in recent weeks. They've been terrific at home. I felt that the Chelsea players and manager didn't have a plan and they weren't prepared. I'll go as far as to say that. And there's a few reasons why. I think mentally as a player you have to be prepared for the ferocious press that you're going to get. This is Caicedo, who's chosen as right back ahead of James and Gusto. Probably for when they had the ball, but he was tested early by Gordon. Gets away with this one, gets the ball. It wasn't a pen, but he's lunging. Then they've got the ball. What are they going to do? Right, there's time to play. Lav forward, and Tonali's on him, who was outstanding, by the way. When they win it back, they feed it out right, and just in the bottom of your screen, you're going to see a midfielder playing at right back. He doesn't sense the danger, doesn't get in quick enough, and Tonali, we've seen him many times do this. All of a sudden, the crowd's up, they're on it. Right, now they're setting themselves to press Newcastle. There's not enough pressure on the ball. No one to find for Chelsea, so he's going to have to go long. But Madueke's got to be on the shoulder and get him behind. They're man for man, he's quick. The Chelsea front three have got pace. It's just an aimless ball, so that's what I'm talking about. Where's the planning? Have they done it in training? The 3 players, the 3 Chelsea forwards, look how deep they are. There's no out ball. Again, it just seems off the cuff. You know, what are they trying to do to negate this start that Newcastle always seem to have on teams at St James's Park?
And you say they're all quick.
They're all quick. It's not like they don't. And the Newcastle changed system today, but this was a mentality. It wasn't about the tactics. It's a mentality thing. Look, Tonali on Palmer, quick. I mean, Palmer's one of the most comfortable players on the ball, to be fair to him, and gets a free kick. But it shows the mentality of the Newcastle players. High risk, high energy. Right, Chelsea pressing, trying to go after the ball. Is it strategic? Is it planned? Well, I don't think so, because when they get the pass round the corner here, I think it's Bruno. There's the 2 wing-backs. The front 3, so that's a 5. 1 pass through. Harvey Barnes, you've got 5v4. OK, you could argue they didn't know they were going to play a 5, but still, throwing men forward to try and press, doesn't look structured, doesn't look like they've worked on it. Right, we've seen this before, I've done it with you, chappers. Newcastle, man for man all over the pitch. Look at the Newcastle back 3 against Chelsea's back 3. The keeper's got the plan.
And that stat is damning, isn't it, before the red card?
Look, there's nothing wrong with trying to play some good football anywhere, but you've got to be able to vary your play and make decisions on how the game's going. And it didn't feel like the players were capable, but they hadn't been given a plan from the coach, I don't think, on how to negate Newcastle's strength.
How challenging is it setting up a team against Eddie Howe's Newcastle?
It's I'm going to stick up for Enzo because he's a coach and it's difficult, but I understand what Danny's saying, and I agree to an extent. So the tactical preparation to go to Newcastle is very different from the mental or the emotional preparation for a team, getting them ready to go and play against Newcastle at home. You just saw a clip there of Cole Palmer receiving the ball, back facing his own goal, gets hunted, gets fouled, and the crowd celebrate like they've scored. So this is what you are stepping into at Newcastle. So if you're going to play, and like Danny said, if you're not going to mix the game up and try and play forward a bit earlier to negate the press early on, and you decide that which Chelsea do, and they play through and they're good at it and they build up, but if you're going to do that, you need to play with maximum energy, because Newcastle play the whole crowd, and you have to take energy away from them, take away from the crowd. That might be playing through successfully once or twice, but when Romeo Lavia doesn't open his shoulders up quick enough, doesn't move with enough energy or intensity himself, gets pressed, gets hunted, all you do is feed the energy, feed the crowd.
So you're trying to take the energy out of them all the time.
You have to take a bit of spirit away and a bit of energy, and that's through either hurting them in behind and scaring them a little bit, so they don't come with as much intensity the next time, and then maybe again, or you play so clean and so intense in the build-up. Romeo Lavia, if he opens his shoulders up a tiny bit earlier and looks at Tonali, who's running, it maybe stops Tonali pressing, or even just slows him down a little bit.
Stops him doing it next time.
But the fact he doesn't look and he can see his number, and it's absolutely meat and drink to Newcastle, because they're just going to run.
The only is, chaps, I've just got to say, when Chelsea went to 10, because the sending off was pivotal in some respects, Chelsea lifted the game. They did everything
They know
quicker.
the intensity has to go up. They want that. Yeah, they know they have to play
So they're
at maximum
capable,
intensity then.
But they didn't it's not like they're not capable of doing it, but they didn't start that way. And when the sending off happened, which we'll have a quick look at in a minute, Chelsea's mentality changed.
Let's have a look at.
Newcastle got a bit nervous. It was a weird game.
Let's have a look at it then. It's difficult to disagree with the eventual decision, isn't it?
Yeah, we've spoke about it, and it is. I mean, when you look at it really slow, it's really. I guess people think it's an easy decision. In my opinion, having played that position as a centre half a lot, and understanding why a striker would want to use his arm to nudge you out, I think when he looks, Jackson, to give him the benefit of the doubt, Botman's upright, completely upright, and he thinks he's going to try and head, so I think he's trying to nudge him. At that point, Botman then ducks to try and get his body in, and then he hits him with his arm, and I think the intention's not to hurt him. I think he's gone to nudge him, and he's got it wrong, and letter of the law says because he's made contact with his face, he has to get sent off. But I think he's been unfortunate, and I think...
Lead with your elbow, you're in trouble.
I also think that yesterday with Tyrone Mings not getting punished, that they would have had the PGMO. I don't know whether they've talked before games today, but you would imagine they would. It's probably in the back of there.
And the VAR in that game was Darren England, who went to the screen yesterday in the Fulham game and chose not to follow the advice.
I think the Tyrone Mings ones in my opinion, is worse than that one.
Very quickly, we are all living in a Dan Burn world at the moment, aren't we?
We are, and we're all enjoying it. I think. Do you know what? I mean, Danny will speak about him in a minute, because he played with him for a very short period at Fulham. But the journey he's been on, the stuff he's doing, I think having an amazing time, and he's enjoying it, and he's playing with so much confidence. You'll see he's in the box attacking things defensively, the way he celebrates this chat. Imagine the career he's had, how hard he's had to work to get there, to play for his hometown club, to do what he's doing now. And he is just making the most of every single minute. He speaks about how grateful he is of the opportunity he's got. He has maximised every ounce of his talent and ability. But you don't play in this way if you're not feeling so confident and just enjoying yourself. And he's demanding the ball. The next clip, he's absolutely going crazy to get the ball. He's really to cover up your deficiencies a bit better.
This is it, Russell, isn't it? I think you could tell here that he might want the ball passed to him.
Angel of the North.
Yeah, he's desperate. He's desperate to have an impact and make things happen. It's just incredible, and it's contagious. The fans are really bouncing off him. The players, look at this, ready for a 1-2. He's desperate for the ball. He actually doesn't celebrate this goal because he is knackered. And it's great to see.
I think he gives inspiration as well.
Yeah,
because
it's amazing
so many
story.
players down maybe in the lower league struggling a bit, see him and think, you know what, there's always hope. But when he came to Fulham, he's always willing to learn, humble, great lad, good trainer. I mean, sometimes you feel happy to see people succeed, and he's one of them.
Now, the results at St James's Park meant Nottingham Forest could climb back into the top 5 if they could beat Leicester at the City Grounds.